It was 9 months ago that I spoke at my mother's funeral. As I was preparing my family's eulogy for my father, I thought back to what I had said about our mother. In many ways, my father was the yin to my mother's yang. Not that they taught us differently, but rather their approaches were different. My father was more practical minded when it came to teaching us life's lessons. For instance, my brother recalled how, when he wanted to play football, my father would spend hours practicing with him. He taught him to stay in front of that ball. Likewise, he encouraged my sister when she made it on her school's girls' basketball team, loudly bragging about her to everyone who would listen. And oh, when it came to chess, he knew he had the best chess champion in his 12-year-old son. Indeed, one of his missionary friends would regularly come to visit us to have another try at beating that kid in chess. And to me, he gave the lesson of the love of God's creation, the focus of my own ministry for Christ. I will never forget the starfish that he made me put back into the ocean because, in his words, why would I take it home just to die? Our Father not only taught us the importance of going after our goals via hard work and practice, he also taught us the importance of having a good work ethic. We all remember working the family business of delivering newspapers, something that we all complained about. That is until we got to IHOP and got to eat all the pancakes we could, with a different syrup on each one. A tradition that was continued with my own girls, who years later would pick up the mantle of helping Pop, their name for my father, with the newspapers. He changed the tradition slightly, as with them, it was getting to pick out any kind of sundae they wanted from Friendlies. What we didn't know then, but learned many years later, was that the money from the newspapers was for our education. That was how my parents were able to afford to send us all to private Christian schools. This good, solid education was what enabled me to provide for my own two girls when I became a single mother. And I am sure that it also helped my brother and sister to advance in their own careers as well. Perhaps, though, the most meaningful life lesson taught us by our Father was the idea that life should be fun sometimes. My brother recalled how he would spend hours playing games with us kids, particularly a game called Mousetrap, which took my father a long time to set up. My sister remembers how he would often buy her little toys, such as a cat figurine, which she remembers fondly and wishes that she still had. And when she lost her favorite pair of earrings, a replacement soon came. We all remember his singing and how for our and our children's birthdays he would call us and loudly sing happy birthday. But that is not the only time he would sing. He would often make up silly jingles about everyday stressors, like annoying stoplights. This is a coping mechanism that I use to this day. As I am pulling weeds to care for God's baby trees, and as I am applying fleet treatments to the cats in my animal sanctuary. I am loudly singing about how I wish death on all fleas and death on all weeds. Thanks, Dad. Singing really does make the chore go by quickly. And thanks, Dad, for being the best father in the world. Amen.